All right, first and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and great glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachah Bradash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and salutations to the elect pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity. In this particular video, which is going to be a long one, I just want to touch on the government reopening, and this is temporarily, okay? Esau has a plan. This is all according to a plan. And this is us speaking as men, but we believe this is nothing but a plan. You have Donald Trump deploying 25,000 troops around the United States. You would think that they were going to Afghanistan some damn well, right? No, right here in America. That's where the 25,000 troops are coming. And they are to be stationed in all 50 states in January 2026, right where the funding stops for the government again. You see? So when we heard the government reopen, we looked at it with the wisdom from an owl or a dragon. If you've never heard about that, that's for another video. But other people, they looked at it like this.
Your SNAP balance is $582.
It's lit. Put your sneakers on.
It's lit.
Put your shoes on.
EBT, EBT, EBT. Hey. EBT, EBT, EBT. Hey. EBT, EBT, ha, ha, ha. Motherfuckers. Chicken and cheese, BLT. Chicken and cheese, WLT. 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 EBT, motherfuckers.
You see? That's our people right there, man. That is our people right there doing the EBT dance. So when they heard about, the EBT coming back on, oh man, they were showing all 32 teeth. They were thinking, Lord Jesus. All right. But we said, oh, nah, this seems like a plan. And you know what? Before I grab this, let's grab 2 Corinthians 2:11, and we read, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Devices gets into his schemes, his plots, his ploy. What are you really thinking behind the scenes? So the Lord has given us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, all right? So we know when we look at the prophecies and we see what's going on around the world, we're going, oh, man, this looks like this is about to go on. Something's fishy. All right, we're not ignorant of his plots, his plans. All right, it's looking a little bit more like he wants people to snap out, and he got the troops there so he can put you in order. All right, order, abkeo. What is it? Through chaos you put order, but he's the one giving you the chaos. You see, we're not ignorant of his devices. All right, let's look at this. I typed into the chat. I said, the government has reopened, but only until January 30th. Does this mean at the end of January 30th, they have to come up with a deal or the government will shut down again? It says, yes. Basically, what you're describing is a temporary funding measure, often called a continuing resolution, or CR, that keeps the government operating until a specified date, in this case, January 30th. Here's what this means and what happens afterwards. What the January 30 date means. When Congress and the President sign a CR, it extends funding at current levels for agencies until that date. So it's not reopened. All right? That's like putting a Band-Aid or wrapping some gauze around somebody that got their whole head split open. You see, here you have it. Maul got his damn near his arm hanging off. He just suffered a machete attack. He got half his arm hanging off. And you go put a Band-Aid, a waterproof Band-Aid on it. They ain't gonna do nothing. All right? So this is what they're essentially doing. And we believe it's a plan. All right? Here you have it. In the UK, they have a digital ID, and they said at the end of their parliament, you will not be able to buy, sell, or work. Sound a lot like Revelations, don't it? 13, 16 on down. Don't it sound a lot like that? Because that is a foreshadowing to the actual microchip, which is the mark of the beast. And now we have echoes of, hey, this whole government shutdown is a Trojan horse. All right? Meaning that it's, okay, this is like a gift to you. You jakes out there that want your EBT on. But really, it's something inside of that. You know how the soldiers hopped out of the horse and started laying slaughter to the people? Right? To the opposing, their enemies? Well, same thing with this. Reopen the government, but behind the scenes, deploying 25,000 troops and call them quick response units that are trained in what? Riots. These troops are trained for riots. Why riots, Mr. Trump? That doesn't ring a bell? That doesn't seem fishy to you? You see? While the CR is in effect, the government remains open, i.e. agencies funded, workers paid, programs operating. So at the 30th, guess what? All that shuts the hell down again. So this is neither here or there, whether it's going to shut down again. But, hey, looking at what's going on, hey, we at the end of this thing. I'm going to read this last line, and we're going to close it out. This isn't going to be too long of a video. The date is a deadline by which Congress must act again, in parentheses, pass new funding bills or another CR. So they can either reopen the government for real, or they can pass another CR, which just extends it. All right? A continuing resolution if they want to continue operations. You see? I know I said I was going to stop right there, but I just happened to glance down at this one right here. It says, what could happen at the end of January 30th if by end of January 30 or whenever the funding expires, no new funding measures has been passed? Then yes, the government is at risk of shutting down again. Because under U.S. law, the Anti-Deficiency Act, the government cannot obligate funds without appropriation. So essentially, if Congress passes full year appropriations or a further CR before or by January 30th, government continues funding. But if they don't come up with a deal, that's shut down again. All right, no more food stamps again. You see? So they just funding it for November, December, and January. That's all that money is for. But since it's not reopened, those programs have not been fully funded. So that means in February, if they don't sign another deal, you won't have your food stamps in February. And we were getting really close to the point where HUD was about to be affected as well. HUD, a housing, an urban development. That is people that's on Section 8 that get their free rent. Or she's living, because this is out there, man. Women have 6 kids. They live in a 5-bedroom. 9 kids, they live in an 8-bedroom house. That these big houses out there where people are paying $300,000 mortgages. Some of these people that own those houses, bring them up to Section 8 codes and all that, put them, do whatever they have to do. And now they can put their house on that list for Section 8. For these families out there, that's like with 9 goddamn kids. So when HUD stops paying, how are you going to pay this $2,700 rent? And then feed them badass kids you got? It's not going to happen. That's what it does. Hey, and the scriptures will jump off the page. This is a foreshadowing to what's happening right now in the government, or foreshadowing of what's going to happen in the future. Talking about what right now was happening in the government. But anyway, I hope that was edifying. Hope you could take something from this. Just a little quick update with that. I'm going to say shalom.